What's good, everybody? It's your boy Steve,
It's your boy Sheldon.
and we're back with another one, episode 9.
Episode 9, man.
Slow It Down podcast, man. What's going on with you? How you doing today?
Man, I'm good, man. I'm good, man. Real excited about this episode. This is definitely one of those classic topics that
Timeless.
that we're gonna get into that like all of us need.
Yeah, we're gonna drop some gems today.
Yeah.
Well,
definitely.
not me per se. I'm just
Gems
I'm a
on
fly
gems
the wall
on
today.
gems.
I'll be listening.
Yeah. Hey, about you? How you?
I'm good, man. I'm good. We got spring break coming up. Can't wait for that. Need some time off. So I'm looking forward to just spending time with family, friends, as we should always. But yeah, I'm good, man. I'm good. I'm excited. But today we have a wonderful guest, Chantae. She's going to be coming in talking about some finances, and she's going to drop some gems for y'all. So I'm going to give her a couple minutes to just talk about herself. I'll give her some background information, just in case you guys don't know her, which you don't. But yeah, go ahead.
You guys are going to get to know me, though.
Yeah, we definitely gonna get to know you.
Hello. Thank you, Kings, for inviting me to your podcast and allowing me to share the space with you and your audience and your followers. And, I think collaboration is one powerful skill and technique and tool. And we, as melanated people, need to learn how to utilize that. So I appreciate you guys. My name is Chantae. I am the proud owner, the most amazing, phenomenally made financial advisor. And I am the owner of Encourage Life. At Encourage Life, we are helping people build generational wealth. We're helping them learn the rules of the game of finance so that they can win, especially in our communities. I am a single mother of 2 little girls who, I started that early in life, and it wasn't always easy. It wasn't easy for my mom, who was a teenage mother. It wasn't easy for her parents. And so I am on a mission to teach people how to have a better relationship with their money, so that they can begin to manifest the life that they desire, right? And all while learning the rules of the game. Like, we got to figure out how these people are making their money. What are they doing, right? And
what's the secret?
What is the secret? Because, there's money out there for real. And it is of abundance. And when you see that, only a little bit of people got all this money, you got to say, hold on, right? What am I doing wrong? And so I'm learning those things and teaching them to people. And that's what we do at Encourage Life.
All right, that definitely sounds great. You want to ask you like, what is that like that? Why do you think there's a reason for that gap? Because like we always hear about the education gap, the wealth gap. Like why, why do you think this gap is going on?
Honestly, I think we need to consider our lineage. We need to go back a little bit further than today. And when we sit and we look at even just our experience and our existence, right? However old you are, and you go back and you say, okay, how old was my mom, right? What was happening in her time, right? What was happening when my grandmother was pregnant with my mom, right? What was happening during those times? What was happening prior to that, right? We're all the same color. We're all the same, right? And so if we go back, mine, yours, and Sheldon, we're Steve, we all basically have the same story, right? So if we go back that far and we realize we're barely coming out of some of this oppression and suppression, and we're barely learning how it's only been a couple generations.
Right, for sure.
Right. And so, it's important for me to be really mindful about where did I come from and what does that look like, and realize that the gap is because, we were suppressed. We didn't have it. And the people prior to, when we were ripped of certain things and it was hidden from us, certain knowledges, the rules of 72 and the tax breaks and all of those things, they were in their tunnel and then they're over here in their cave, and they were building this systematic system. And we were over here, getting deprived and ripped of those things that we knew that we came from. And so when we start looking back at that, I think the gap is due to that for sure. And lack of knowledge.
All right. So from like somebody from slavery, from oppression and et cetera, And you mentioned a word earlier. You said lineage. Like sometimes like we just kind of like follow what, or just like become kind of like products of our environment sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
Like you mentioned earlier, you said like your mom was a teenage mom. You say you were like you were a
Hey,
younger mom, so maybe you became a younger mom because
Yeah,
of what you've seen. And who knows, maybe that lineage, your mom probably saw her mom become that. If that's what it is, and so.
absolutely. That's exactly right. And I think when we go back and we look at that and we start to heal some of those things,
Mhm.
then we can start to break forward, right? I think you got to pull back to shoot forward. And so we got to go back and look at some of those things in our own lives. Forget what's going on in the systematic world. That's going to stay that way for a little bit, right? There's a lot of change that needs to happen. I think it starts within. I think it starts us healing, us learning, and then us using the tool of money the right way so we can close the gap.
Sure, that's powerful. That's definitely
Yeah.
powerful. So like what are some avenues or some tools you think that like we could use as, a melanin people, as you say,
Mm-hmm.
to like potentially like close this gap?
Good question. I definitely think we
Sorry,
need to use investment.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely we need to learn the stock market. We need to learn how to invest. We need to learn how compound interest works in our favor over time. And then I genuinely believe that we need to focus on making sure that everybody in our life has life insurance.
Mm,
We are passing away and dying at the highest numbers, right? We are, whether it's in the streets because of ourselves, in the streets because of police officers, at the jails, anywhere, right? Like
mm,
even if it's sickness in the hospital because of what we've been eating in our lives, right? The things
mm,
that we are exposing ourselves to, we're dying at the highest numbers. And the
Mm-hmm.
statistics show that. And so if you can imagine having life insurance on yourself and leaving a bag behind so that your kids can start off where you finished, not where
Right.
you started, then
Right.
we'll start making our generation go up faster, right? And I believe that life insurance is used by other cultures. I think that we need to adopt that. And I think that we'll be better off in a couple generations. Like one thing's for sure, we got to go,
Yeah.
right? We got to
mm.
go.
Yeah.
So
God said there's a start time and the end time.
it is. And we don't know the answer to the
That's
end.
good. Right.
Stop looking at each other like
No,
that.
it was a
Y'all got
No,
inside jokes, and
no,
I'm not
no,
in
no.
the room. You see, like I'm not in the room with you
no. It was
guys.
just it
No,
was
you
a
know
little
why? Because
audio clip.
we're doing it live at the same time, right? Because like
Oh,
I
okay,
people,
okay,
no, we can hear ourselves. That's why.
Yeah.
okay.
Yes, you turn the volume down on that. Yeah.
Technical difficulties. I get it.
No, I'm
You know,
saying no. No, I'm saying no. You're doing it live at the same time, right?
yeah, nope, yes,
Yeah, so
no.
you can turn your volume down. Just turn your volume down because like we can hear, we're hearing that feedback, the echo.
You want me to turn the volume down on my laptop or on my phone?
On your IG, yeah, on your phone.
Okay, it's off. We turned it off.
Oh, okay, cool.
Did that
Yeah,
fix it?
yeah,
A little bit. Yeah.
yeah. It's
Still
good. It's
hear
good.
audio.
Did it fix
Yeah,
it?
it's good. It's good. It's good.
Okay, see, look, three brains are better than one.
All
We
right.
back, we back. We in there like swimwear.
Um. Yeah. So that's cool. Like, so like like me growing up. I don't know about you, but like me
Mhm.
growing up, I really never really heard about life insurance at all. Like,
Mhm.
so like, how did you like, or or how were you introduced into life insurance?
Yeah, that's another great question. You guys have the good questions. Y'all do this for a living. I honestly, I've always been covered through my employer, right? So it wasn't anything that was told to me that I must have or I should have. It was just on my benefit application. And so I was like, life insurance, it's a couple dollars, it's pretty inexpensive, and you utilize your benefits at work. My mother started getting older, and I realized that I was going to have to take on her responsibilities or liabilities. And that comes with my younger sister, my younger brother, a nephew, that she provides for. And I realized that I don't want that burden. Like these are not my responsibilities, right? And how could she help me out? So I was asking whether she had it and she didn't. And so it was like, okay, no, we need to get this together and get this secured up. And a girlfriend of mine was building a life insurance business, and she put me on game. And if any of you guys are interested, I can definitely put you on game. Shameless plug. I'm building a team and an entire empire. And so if you're interested, I can teach you as well. But, you know, it was more so about her really explaining to me. I realized it on my own, but then when you put the numbers together, when you realize if you leave $1 million behind, right? You don't care about that. My mom is not going to care about that money. She's going to be my ancestor. She's going to be like, go, run it, flip it, double it. She's going to be helping me at this point. She's gone. She's loving me in a different way. So if you can get a payout and then you can do it the right way, let's write up a will, Mom. Let's do a trust now. Let's create a family trust, right? Let's make sure that when you pass, I get a little bit, and then we can go ahead and put the other in the trust, let it grow some interest, let it grow for us, and we'll dump that. That's how you create trust fund babies, right? Do that again for another generation. How many of us had an uncle, a grandma, an auntie, and a cousin die in the last year?
Especially with COVID.
Right? Bag. Right. And oftentimes we put ourselves in a situation where we don't believe in insurance, or why do we need that every month? And we fail to realize that it's actually an investment. It's actually an investment that you don't get to see, right? But it's a guaranteed payout. It's a guaranteed payout. So I just, you know, I could talk about it all day. That's how I got into it. I realized that it was a benefit. It was an asset.
Right. And just to piggyback off what you're saying with insurance, why do I need it? I believe like the negative stigma, especially for urban families, is that money I'm putting into insurance can be used for something else, physical that I can have right now. Insurance is like this invisible thing, right? It's not physical. I can't have it right now. But if I'm hungry, I can feed myself right now. Right. Or if my kids are hungry, or for whatever, whoever's hungry, I can feed them right now. It's something physical. Whereas insurance is, like you said, it's an investment going forward. And a lot of urban families don't really believe in that because they need the money now. So what do you tell them?
Or like the instant gratification.
Right.
Yeah, absolutely. I would tell them to pay attention and be mindful that when you leave a lot on a car dealership, you have to have auto insurance. So they have you believing in auto insurance. Be mindful that when you leave the cell phone store, you have to have insurance on your cell phone, or else you just don't feel right, because you're gonna have to come out the pocket for $500 if you drop your phone in the water, right? Like, you don't feel comfortable if you don't get the little 12 extra dollars, right? Same is true with health insurance, right? A lot of us are walking around without health insurance. That's another topic, but for the most part, you know, we try to at least make sure we have some kind of health insurance, right? And so I would love for everybody to just be mindful about the conditioning that may have been given to us, right? There are certain insurance companies that, I mean, certain types of insurance that, you may not ever see a payout. When you drop your cell phone, you have paid that cell phone company, you've paid your cell phone bill since you were 16 years old. Right? We all wanted a cell phone. We've all been pitching in. We all got a little McDonald's job. We all were paying for the bare necessities, a cell phone, maybe a pager, maybe the two-way flip phone. My mother would not let me have a cell phone forever, you guys. That's a whole nother topic. Like, she was like, no, I don't think I was like 16, 17 before I had my first cell phone. My 9-year-old cousin had a cell phone before I had a cell phone. And my children be like, Mom, can I have a cell phone? No, what do you need it for? Go outside. But, you know, learn your conditioning, right? And unlearn your conditioning, because in life insurance is an investment that will pay out in the long run. You may not see it, but I think if you know the why, then you'll be able to navigate through that stigma that you may have about not seeing the reward. It's not for you. It's for your children. It's not for you. It's for your grandchildren. It's not for you. And so, you know, even myself, like, my mother couldn't afford the life insurance. I help her, right? And the cool thing about our company and who we're partnered with is that when when you pay for your life insurance every month, what we're also helping you do is we're also helping you invest in yourself. So we help you create an emergency account, we help you create a short-term account, and we help you create a retirement account. We call it your wealth building account. So with those 3 accounts, what we're doing is we're helping you invest and have mutual funds, right? So now you have a portfolio. Now your money is growing with interest. This is money you're saving for yourself. So now you have an emergency fund if you need it. You also have a short-term account if you need it, and you also have a Roth IRA. So all of those things are growing for you. Your life insurance is just to protect you until you get to that million, until you're self-insured. Because at some point you're self-insured. You got a bag in the bank, and now if anything happens, you are more than ready to leave $1 million, $2 million, $3 million behind, depending on how quickly you're and how aggressively you're investing and how much of a risk taker you are, right? At some point you'll have enough money to not need insurance anymore, but you don't have it right now. So I can preach all day. Like, don't have your mama out there with a fish fry. Like, let's not do GoFundMe's. Like right now you ain't got it. So, and if you do, why not leave an extra couple that you're not responsible to pay out behind, right?
Just put this in like in reference terms, like how much is like the average like cost of a like insurance policy?
Yeah, so that's a good question too. So before I answer that, life insurance depends on your age.
Like age, yeah.
It depends on your age, and it depends on your health. It also depends on your background. So, you gotta walk. Are you in rehab for alcohol? Like, you're risky, you know what I mean? So it also depends on things like that. And so what they'll do is they'll calculate your risk factor and they'll say, here's a price. So it can waver depending on everybody's individual story, right? But I've covered a healthy family of a mom, a father, and 3 children for as low as $65 to $80 a month.
Wow.
Right?
So,
and everyone is covered.
Wow.
So real quick. So people out there that's listening, you could avoid having your family go through stress of making a GoFundMe, doing these fish fries, and just like putting their pride down, putting their ego down, having to ask people for donations. If you just, like Chantae just said, spend $65 a month, right, or less, really, if you cover yourself, to have your family insured, right? Get some life insurance, right?
Yeah.
Don't put your family through that bullshit of having to do all these fish fries and do all this and doing flips and bending over backwards and all this nonsense. Get life insurance.
Yeah. And imagine when anybody experiences, thank you so much, Sheldon. I appreciate that. That is real. Like,
I said I had to get that.
That is real.
I felt it.
I felt it too. I was like, hold on, you gotta stop. Don't even pass that thought. You need to acknowledge this, young man, because that's real. Thank you so much.
Sure.
And when you think about going through, I have been very, very lucky to not experience death near to me. But I have experienced people who have experienced death, and I know what it feels like, right? We all can sympathize with things like this, right? When you think about the grief that people are going through, and you can lessen the burden, right, of the fish fry, of the selling the t-shirt. If you can lessen the burden, I mean, like I said, it's not for you, it's for them, right? And so thank you so much for acknowledding that. It's very true.
Yeah, for
and
sure.
$60 a month for your life insurance, and then imagine saving another $100 every month, another $75 every month into your 3 investment accounts, right? By the time you are 30 years, the term of your life insurance, you will have a significant amount of funds in that account to where at this point, I'm self-insured, right? So, yeah.
So you said, like, I mean, you kind of touched on it a little bit. Like, so you said, like, the company you're partnered with, like, you guys have this whole, like, say, financial, I want to say, like, plethora, like, services. You offer to people. Like, how did you like become like get into the like stages of becoming a insurance agent, right? If I'm saying that correctly.
Do you mean the steps that I took to become an insurance agent?
Right.
My interest.
Right, basically. So like, how did you like?
How
Yeah, the
did you get
steps. Like,
started?
yeah. So like, what's the steps you got to come in?
So the steps for my onboarding process. So like, let's say Sheldon was like, "Hey, I want to become a life insurance agent," right? I would get you signed up in my system. You would get all your information. I put it in the system, and then from there we do what it's called a fast start. So you'll be assigned a trainer. I usually train all of my people. And we'll sit down and I'll teach you the basics to actually getting, your family covered, right? To making sure that you understand the presentation, to make sure you understand how you're building a business, how you get compensated. It's kind of like your orientation. We call it a fast start. And then immediately we're on the phone and I'm showing you exactly how to give the strategies, how to listen to your clients, how to book clients, and how to start building your business and making sure that you see the end. Like you're helping millions. If I'm helping some people, you helping some people, we're building. And as long as we have the same mission and as long as I inspire you, as long as you stay motivated, as long as you're disciplined to make it happen, we're going to help millions and we're going to make sure that everybody knows the importance of life insurance. You do have to pass a test. So you do have to be licensed with the state that you're in. And then you can also secure other license. It took me about 7 days to study. Wow. The company that I'm partnered with, they actually pay for all of your licensing. So you don't have to worry about the fees that it costs to actually get your licenses. And then you can also continue in other avenues like your SIEs and getting your Series 6s in the investment world and all that cool stuff.
Yeah, that sounds cool. So like this is something like they just kind of like study.
Hit my line. I said, call me, hit my line. That's all they got to do. I do the rest.
Right. Got you. Yeah, no, that's good. So like this is something like somebody could like do part-time, right?
Absolutely. I started part-time and it was very feasible. I have the kiddos running around here. And so it was very feasible for me. And I genuinely believe that when you believe in the product, when you believe in yourself, when you believe in the mission, when you know what the product can do, then you'll definitely not be part-time for long.
Right. Yeah. So definitely like anybody listening to like plug in with Chantae, like it's something you can do, part-time because we're always looking for different streams of income. It's something you can be looking to as well, especially if you're passionate about building wealth.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm here for it.
Yeah. If someone wants insurance, what are some of their options?
Oh, that's a great question too. So we offer term life insurance. And so term life insurance is a policy that has a term to it, right? So we offer from 10 years to 30 years. What that basically means is that whatever you lock into stays the same for that period of time. At the end of that term, we go based off of your obtained age and you can renew if you want to, right? And so we offer the term life insurance. We make sure that you're also investing at the same time so you're growing your wealth. There are other options out there for people who want to, explore their options. You have the option of whole life policies, right? Those are your universal policies, your index universal policies. Those basically help you. They have living benefits. So the company is basically saying, if you pay this life insurance policy, I will take a portion of this, I will invest it, and I will kick you back a portion of whatever I get, which is usually very low, like 2% of that sort, like high yield savings account. And they'll collect it for you. If you want to go to borrow that money, you can, but you're borrowing it, which means that if you take from that piggy bank or that cash value, you have to pay that back. Wow. And you have to pay it back within 6 to 8% usually, which means that they give you 2, you pay them 6 to 8, right? Not the best, but it's not my favorite policy. I'm not going to go into all of that on this live because I don't know who you have on the phone. And sometimes different policies work for different people, right? But I am an advocate of term life insurance, buying term and investing the difference, which means you have that term, we're growing your net worth at the same time. Right. Yes. I heard you talking about that, Sheldon, on that episode. I don't know which episode. Y'all need to go listen to all of them, though. I don't know which episode it was. I don't know what number it was, but it was the Black Dollar, and you were speaking the truth for sure.
Yeah, it's episode 5. I actually talk about that in my book as well, like getting term insurance and the value of insurance. So we definitely appreciate you coming on talking about this. Have an actual expert talk about it.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah, so like how should like someone like go about getting life insurance? So like, um like on what's the coverage amount they should get?
That's a good question too. You guys have great questions. I typically say, and this is the rule of thumb, you should have 10 times your income, your annual income. So if I make $100,000 a year, I should have $1 million policy. Why? Because you want, and especially if you have younger children, right? How long do you want them to live off of you while you're financially, while you're not here, right? I have younger children, so they need to live the same life or better for the next 10 years until they're an adult, right? And so I want to make sure that annually I have that same dollar amount, right? Or more if you can go up, if you're not making, what you want in a year, you can go up. But rule of thumb is about 10 times your income, 10 times your annual income. I also tell people, do what you can afford. Something is better than nothing. So you should just have some kind of coverage, lock into it, because that price will stay the same for the term of the policy unless you want to change it. So when you do start making more money, then you can go up a little bit, right? But it's so important to just make sure everybody's covered. And it's not as expensive as people would like to imagine. With our policies, we offer you pay for one child and the rest of the children are free. Right.
Sure.
So you could have 6, 7, 8
I'm about
kids
to
and
have a
I can
couple.
cover
Babies,
all.
bro.
I'm about to have some right
Listen,
now, just
and I
cause.
can cover
Babies,
all
bro.
of them. Don't go have babies for the life insurance because they gotta go for you to get the payout. No, but it's not the stimmy. It's not them little stimmies. What was Shalisa calling it, Sheldon? The little stimmies running around. Yes. So, it's not as expensive as we would like to believe. And I think, and this is why I get the word out. This is why I love doing this, because it breaks the stigma. It breaks the stigma of what we believe.
Mhm. You
Yeah.
talked about it being not as expensive as people think. What are some other misconceptions that people have about insurance?
You guys are so good at this.
All right, man.
Y'all need
He
to
educated me.
listen. I need to call the Breakfast Club. Who else I need to call?
Yo,
What
put
are
us
we
on,
doing?
man. Make them calls for us.
For sure. I would say one misconception for sure is that you have to pay for your whole life. And this is what as we were touching on the types of life insurance, whole life is a type of life insurance. And it's because you're paying for it for your whole life. You're paying for it until you're 90 years old, right? And so imagine putting $50, $100. Imagine paying $100 for 50 years. So you're 40, you're going to die at 90, right? Paying that for 50 years to a life insurance company who, like all other insurance companies, right, invest your money and then they only are giving you the death benefit, right?
Mhm.
So they've made all kinds of money and you've been paying it for your whole life, right? And what oftentimes in those policy contracts, the death benefit expires at 90. So it goes to zero. So you outlive it. If you outlive it,
Mm.
then what?
Wow.
You can't go get more life insurance at 90. You'll be paying like $1 billion, right? So it's important to read your bylaws. It's important to understand the type of life insurance that you have. We do a breakdown of the types of life insurance. If you have an existing policy, I break your policy all the way down so that you can completely understand what you have. A lot of times, life insurance people, I mean, at the end of the day, I am selling you a product, right? We're salespeople. Like, so at the end of the day, the horrible car salesman, life insurance person could have came to your granny's house and just said, hey, you need this, and here, sign this, and here, do this. She was just excited she had life insurance, right? And so read the bylaws. If you need help breaking down your policy, I can definitely do that for you too. But a big misconception is that you have to pay it for your whole life. My goal for you is to make sure that you become self-insured and that you don't ever need to pay it past your initial term.
Let me say this. I mean, I know you're trying to like keep everybody options open. Do not get whole life. Whole life is not good. You get term life.
He said it. I didn't.
I'm gonna say it. I don't care. I'm gonna say it.
I know. Listen, he's not a life insurance agent either. When you take the test, there are certain things that you can say and cannot say. So Sheldon, go ahead. Say what I want to say.
I'll continue. Get term life insurance. You get term life insurance. 10 times your annual income. You want to get it for maybe 20, 25 years. You're around that range. At the same time, while you have that whole life, term life insurance, you want to make sure that what I mean, you're building wealth at the same time. That's why I kind of like what you're saying with like, you're not only just selling insurance here, you're
Right.
also trying to build wealth to
Mm-hmm.
become the ultimate goal is self-insured. The
Yeah.
whole life is a joke, is a straight gimmick. And I know people go crazy about that. I don't care. It's a gimmick, it's a joke. If you have whole life, get rid of it ASAP, but get term life to replace it before you do get rid of it. But your whole life is a joke. If you're.
Listen,
My God,
I
man.
I concur with everything except one thing. One thing, and this is from a professional aspect.
Okay.
Do not get rid of your whole life until you know you are covered with me. Because what may happen is there may be certain things that happen in the process, and you may have gotten that whole life when you were young and healthy and you could lift 250, and now your knees are aching and things are going wrong. So make sure that I got your back, and make sure that we have you covered, and then I'll help you with the replacement of that.
Yeah, for sure. So have the
Yeah,
term life protection
absolutely,
before you
but
replace
I
it.
co-sign. Yeah.
All right, another thing I want to say too. You brought up some good things. In terms of you talking about like reading the contract and like going over your stuff. Like, and I posted this on my page the other day too. I said, man, I know some people who rather get drunk and fight 10 people than to make moves like to make their life better. And it's not even a point of like 'cause some people I tell like you'll get in the stock market and be like, nah, man, I can't mess with that stuff, man. And they sound scared and all that. And it's like, and I start to understand like you're not scared, like you're not afraid to get drunk and fight 10 people, but
Right.
you're afraid to get in the stock market. So the danger side is like you get drunk, fight 10 people, die, right? Right, life is over. You can put $100 in the stock market. Even if you lose it, you still gonna live. You're good. So I kind of came to the conclusion like it's not even the whole thing of being afraid problem. It's more like a language problem. Being
Okay.
comfortable.
Okay, I can dig it. I can dig your thought process. I'm so out of the box as a person. I would say you could do both. Go fight somebody and have life insurance, just in case anything happens. You covered. No, just kidding. But
Wow.
dead ass. So I will say this. I will say that you mentioned that on my live.
Oh
And
yeah.
you said that, and Jaleesa, my co-host, was
Mhm.
like, shout out to Jaleesa Babies Bees. I asked her to join because I thought this would be a really dope collab, and
Yeah.
unfortunately she was double booked. Yeah, we'll have to come back. She's pretty cool.
Yeah, for sure.
And so you asked her, she was like, look, that was me. Like, that's me till this day. Like Chantae tells me all the time, like, come on, we're gonna up this money a little bit in these portfolio, and we're gonna do this and we're gonna do that. And she's like, but I would rather go punch a 40, 50, 250-pound guy and be cool with it. Like, and I was just like, it's true. What did we see? What did we see? We're doing what we saw. And if we didn't see anybody investing their money, then we're not going to do that. But what we did see is we saw people go shoot dice, right? We saw people flip their money and get it right back. It's the same thing. And I think, to your point about language, absolutely, language for sure. And that's where we have to start educating, right? You writing a book, that's amazing, right? I'm almost to author status. We're working on some things. I told you I got some upgrades going.
Okay.
You
Okay.
inspired me for sure. And so it's an education. It's about making sure that we break things down and that they learn how to do it, and that we break the stigma of, and tell the truth. Tell the truth. It's not dangerous. If you take calculated risk, it's not dangerous. If you study, it's not dangerous. If you learn the stock market, like when Jordan is coming out, then it's not dangerous, because guess what? You also have stock in Jordan. So on that day, you about to double, triple, whatever, right? Like, so you can go buy as many Jordans as you want, because you buying Jordans make sure that company performs well, which means that you're going to get interest. You're going to get a dividend, right? So, it's just about what we know and how we're doing it. We by far are the biggest survivors and hustlers. Like, we can create something out of nothing, and that is for damn sure, right?
Big
And so it's going to be real dangerous when we see the truth about money. It's going to be real dangerous when we start breaking those chains, and when we start, utilizing and healing some of the things that we've gone through in business and finance. It's going to be real, real dangerous when we start linking up and truly teaming up. That's why they kept us away from each other so long. This is why there's a divide. Like, it's going to be dangerous. People are afraid. People are afraid.
Definitely. That's why like it was illegal for us to read for so long.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean?
Absolutely. Yeah.
Wow.
Damn, I know.
Man.
We can go eyes deep. Look, preach.
Yeah.
Preach.
Oh man, so much gems, so much gems. So like, I mean, I don't know if you know on top of your head, like, say for instance, like we have a say 25-year-old male or female, in good health. Um, how much would you say if they wanted to get like say $500,000 insurance? I don't mean to put you on the spot, but like.
No, you don't have to, because you know what? Here's another shameless plug. My company is so dope that I can pull a quote from my phone.
Okay.
So I can put in this exact information and I can give you.
Wow.
I can tell you, give me 2 minutes and we're going to get this thing going.
That's fine. So I'm talking to it's a 25-year-old person, male or female.
What year are they? What year were they born? And if they're 25, 90.
What year are we in right now?
21, so
21
96.
25.
96.
No, but yeah, 96.
96. Yeah. Okay. So 1996. Wait, how much do you think it's gonna be? Steve? A month.
A month for $500,000. Like $25.
25 a month,
give or take. Then she's smiling. I must be way off right now.
I haven't even got it in because I'm over here playing to log in. I'm curious too. I want to see who's close. I bet you $1.
I'm gonna think because like I kind of know a little bit about it. But
do they have children?
Say no children.
No just children. Themselves.
Yeah, just themselves.
How much coverage?
Say $500,000. So I'm gonna say $18.
$500,000. Okay, $500,000. That's a different conversation. I think, Steve, you got to think about the coverage.
Oh, damn.
So he's saying no kids, $500,000.
Yeah, it's mad stuff they're going to numbers.
Good health, 25 years old, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay, what was your number?
I said 25.
I said 18.
It's gonna be 25. Watch.
How much you putting up? What did dice up?
We can bet the 25 right now.
Hold on, I gotta change this to. There we go. Okay.
That's cool too. You get like these instant quotes.
Yeah, that's dope.
Yeah, listen. I'm not gonna tell the. Okay, I'll be
discreet.
Yeah, share what you can.
Well, there's not another woman on here, so you guys couldn't relate. It would be similar to you being at the barbershop and getting your haircut and just chopping it up. Like, I'll be at the nail salon and I'm like, hey, like, look, you just normal conversation. You need a quote right now? Hold on. let me show you. I'm in the strangest places, honestly. And I'm like, girl, you breathe this stuff. I believe in it. So, okay. So for 500,000, healthy 25-year-old, no children to add, I am roughly, don't quote me, we got to run your policies, but it's $74.58 for 35-year term.
Oh, 35-year, okay.
Yeah.
I was kind of off.
So we can adjust the terms. Like, you can do it for only 10 years. You can do it and it would go down in cost, right? And we can play with those numbers too. But it's about $75, healthy 25-year-old. I mean, when I think about how much money I spend when I walk out the door, $75, do you know what I spend? I spend $75 at their gas station. Half of y'all do recreational activities. So you guys got $2 at the 7-Eleven corner store, right? You got about $40 at Hakeem's corner beer and winery store. Like, you know, what we do with that money, parking at the club costs $20. Like, if we just reprioritize, we have it. Even to the working person who's a little bit older with children, because that's me, that's more relatable for me. Think about and be mindful about where we are overusing our money, overspending, right? I know, Sheldon, you talk about budgeting, and I think budgeting is a short-term tool that is definitely beneficial because you can then see where you are overspending. You see your trends, right? A mother of three could potentially be paying for 3 cell phones. She's paying about $200. My mom has 5 phones. She's like at almost $400. Like, why are we paying that much in electronic devices? Right. And so we can trim some things, we can cut some things down, and always make room to where you don't feel like, and of course, I can help you make more income. So never, ever, ever think that you don't have it or you lack it. Like, I can help you get people policies so you're paying for your own. I do it. I don't pay for my own life insurance. Right. I'm distributing so many and helping so many families that I don't pay for my life insurance. I don't really pay for my mom's life insurance. And honestly, I don't really even use my own money for my investments. What's Dom Kennedy and Nipsey Hussle, OPM, all money in? I don't use my money. I'm on other people's money. Right. And that's why my money flows so easily, because I know it comes back. Right. Like, I'm supporting Black owned businesses. I'm making sure this dollar is recycled in the Black community. Because why? Because it's all going to come back. We're all using everybody's money. So I can go on for days, and off topic. You guys have to reel me in sometimes.
It's all good. It's all good. It's definitely all gems. That's something actually, those topics are something I talk about in my book as well. I mean, not to plug my book, but
shameless plug, man. Shameless
plug it.
Going back a little bit to what you said, if you're 25 years old, right, and $75 a month, you said, get you $500,000 you can leave for your family. Go do it. Like, don't leave your family, like, in the the dirt, whatever, having put down their pride again, doing the fish fries and GoFundMe's and all that stuff. If you die, at least, the very least, have something, at least bury yourself.
Absolutely.
If you're single with no kids and all that stuff, you're like, hell, I'm not gonna worry about all that. Like,
absolutely. And even to, like I said, even to come down a little bit, like, let's just take into consideration, let's go down to, let's say, $250. That's basically a house payment, right? Because when you ask me, how much should I have? We don't have to, you want to make sure that you have enough money to leave behind for proper burial, right? Determine whether, am I going to get buried? What am I going to get cremated? What does that cost? You need at least, the average funeral in California is about $20,000. The average funeral anywhere else is about 10 to 15, right? If you want to get cremated, it's about, look, I know it'd be like, dang, do we got to talk about this? We absolutely do, because while we have the breath to talk about it, this is the time to do it. So it's about, anywhere between 5 and 7 to even get cremated. Like, do you want to get cremated and be on grandma's counter, or do you want to, do you want to go under the ground? That's even more. So we really have to consider those things. But let's just say you're 25 and you don't have much debt. You don't have a home yet, and you just in these streets, because at 25, which is a great age that you picked, at 25, you have to come off of your parents' life insurance. Regardless, you have to come off of their life insurance. You have to come off of their medical insurance. You're an adult at that point, right? They can't help you apply for student loans anymore. Like, you now have to transition. So even if that was the case, same scenario, lower coverage for 35-year term, it's about $47.98. Right? Let's say that you have a baby, right? Let's say you have one baby. And we always start our children off with 25,000, just because that means that they can qualify for 100,000 without proving insurability when they're 25, when it's time for them to come off. But you're still at $63.42. And remember, with our policies, you only pay for one child. The rest of them are free. So even if you have 2 or 3,
trying to have some twins right
it's
now.
$63.42, right? It's the same price. So, I love saying those numbers, and then I love putting it into perspective, because I think the real stigma is, oh, that's just a bill. It's that, right? It's not seeing the benefit, right? But if you can buy cigarettes, you can buy sticks, you can buy weed, you can buy juice, you can buy the kids McDonald's chicken nuggets every 2-3 days. Like, none of those things are even healthy for our body, right? And I'm not saying anything about anybody who chooses to indulge in those things. What I'm saying is, if we can do that, then we can do this, right? If we need to let up somewhere else so that this becomes a priority, we can do that. But y'all got it. Y'all be at the store lined up buying Jordans and PS4s. So getting y'all nails and y'all hair did and shit. You know, want to know how much the threading of the eyebrows cost? You want to know how much we pay on our nails?
How much? Speak on it.
You want to know how much we pay on our nails? And I don't do all the fancy stuff. I do a normal shellac. This is a dip. I tried it for the first time, right? This is about $65 every 3 weeks.
I mean, I have to pay for my girl stuff sometimes. So
exactly. And imagine when you get the little fancies and you get the little diamonds plus the tip. I easily walk out with my basic set $100 out the store, right? And that's nails. Sometimes I get my pedicure if I feel like it. Like, so imagine when you see the extras and the blingies and the long and the shapes and the designs. We can do it though. We do it to keep up. So we can definitely do it to have life insurance. Another stigma, if I can go back real quick, because I really did not touch on this, is that having life insurance through your job is enough. That's another myth about life insurance. We went in on whole life, but I want to go in on those people who believe that they have life insurance, right? I have life insurance because it's through my job. I would love for you to be mindful that you don't own your job. Right? And your job doesn't own you. And so if you choose to leave that establishment, right, you don't have insurance. You don't have insurance. Matter of fact, they tell you, here's your 401k, right? I can help you roll it over into an investment account separate from the life insurance, but they kick you off. They say here. And there are some policies that will allow you to convert over, but you can only convert over to a whole life policy from a group policy, right? So you don't even get the option for a term. And then think about it. Let's say your job decides to fire you or you decide to fire your boss, okay? And now you are 42. Your life insurance policy is going to be a little bit more expensive than it was when you were 25 and could have gotten it for that term of that policy. Make sense? And so making sure that you secure something while you're young, while you're healthy, and having a policy outside of your job.
That's facts.
Yeah, I never thought about it like that. Honestly, I thought life insurance from my job was good enough.
Yeah. Oh, it's okay, Steve. A lot of people
I'm learning.
A lot of people do. It's okay. I did for a long time. It wasn't until I realized my mom's getting old. She doesn't have anything at work. So let me get something. Oh, matter of fact, I can have how many ever policies I want. Sure. I need another one. Throw another one. What could hurt another 40, 50,000? What could hurt a little bit? What could hurt an extra couple million? Right? So you're not the only one. It's okay.
Thank you. Yeah, no, it is crazy.
Wow, this life insurance stuff is crazy. You definitely like you dropping.
There's a lot of information.
Yeah. On us. I talk a lot too. So
that's good. That's good.
I mean, it's kind of like what I said earlier. My family growing up, we never had these conversations.
Never.
I don't know if you.
Yeah, I never had these conversations with my family.
Me either.
So it's foreign to us. It's sort of like a foreign language. That's what I was talking about before. And I really love that you came on and.
It's a foreign language. Let me just say, sorry to interrupt you. Let me say, it's a foreign language. To study the test, even like learning the stock market, it's foreign. It's like when I passed my SIE exam, I was like, I just learned a new language. I went online and, GameStop stock was going up all crazy. And he was talking about they were doing a short put and a long and I know that. I know that. It's like I picked up a new language. So absolutely, you're right. Foreign for sure.
Yeah. And I really like the, normalizing these conversations. Because sometimes too, they say it's even if you have a dumb person, for example, like somebody who's kind of slow, if they're around
this information,
certain conversations, they're probably well off than somebody who's say more intelligent than them, who's not around certain conversations.
Yeah, absolutely. And just like a baby, right? They start to pick it up. So if you choose to be around these type of people or just like you're learning on the job, if you choose to surround yourself with that, then you will grow. And this is why I love collaborating with like-minded people, because this conversation isn't hard for us to have. We all have the same interests, right? And our audience collaboratively they all have the same interests. They're here for us for a reason, right? So it is becoming normalized. but now we need to make it cool. Right? Now we're talking about it, but now we need to actually start doing it. Now we need to actually start seeing our return. And I think a lot of times people also, we like fast money. Right? We like fast money. So when it comes to like, okay, let's go shoot the dice, let's go bet on the game, let's go do this. Like we like that money really fast, right? Even to let's just go be in the streets and make our money as the street pharmaceutical. We like our money extremely fast. And so when we think about investing, it's moving a little bit slower. When we think about life insurance, it's not until there's a death, right? And so even investing, it's compound interest, it's over time. Does it go up? Absolutely. Does it go down? Absolutely. But it goes up, right? I started my 401k at my job when I was 19 years old. It was the best thing that anybody could have ever told me to do. And it didn't even come from my family. This is how much we didn't talk about this. I was filling out my W-4 at work and filling out my benefits, and there was a little old lady with orientation with me. She was probably about 50, and I'm like, what is the 401k? She's like, it's for your retirement. I was like, okay, like I'm 19, I'm not thinking about retirement. And she's like, but you can afford it now. I had already had my eldest daughter, and so she's like, you can afford it. If you can afford it, then you might as well do it. Imagine you're not going to see that $100. Like I contributed the lowest amount ever. The thing with your 401k is that the company matches you. So I was at that company for 13, 14 years, right? So I was being matched for 13, 14 years, and I was putting $100 away for 13, 14 years that I never even saw to begin with, right? And I didn't realize until I became in this, so I started learning what my 401k did. It was probably 6-7 years after I had been investing in a 401k that I walked into work. And they were so upset about something that happened with the real estate market. And if everybody lost like 6,000 on their 6 to 10,000 on their 401ks, and people were pissed at work. I was like, why y'all mad? Everybody's 401k went down. Okay, like what does that mean? I didn't even know the login. I'm like, let me go check this out, right? Didn't know what it did, didn't know any of those things. And now I check my 401k every day, all the time, right? I check my investment accounts all the time because now I know what it's doing. Now I got 100,000 in the bank account, in my investment account, in my 401k, right? And I'm not even close to retirement. I don't even know what retirement means. Once I find what I'm gonna do for the rest of my life, I'm never gonna stop. So I want to just be able to comfortably do whatever I want with my money, and if I need to stop, I could for a couple years and come back or contribute as little as I want to.
It's great that you said that because on the episode of Black Dollar, I remember talking to you about that. I was like, yo, like the two biggest indicators of somebody becoming like say wealthy is investing in the 401k and owning a house and making those mortgage payments and investing in 401k like consistently because you're not thinking about it. Like you're just doing it. It's just on because it's on automation. So when something's on automation, you're not really thinking about it. Just like, yeah, I'm just making a payment. Yeah, just contributing. I'm not seeing it come out my check. I'm not feeling it. Yeah. So that's why it's easy for somebody to become wealthy off of the 401k or or the house, building equity in the house because it's just happening. And like you said, like you didn't even know your login. Like
I didn't even know my login, forgot I was contributing, and once you realize that you can go without that $100 and just forget about where it's going and know that it's going, even if 401k, life insurance, Roth IRAs, investment accounts, short-term accounts, savings accounts, emergency accounts, if you know that the strategy is working and you don't think about that money, it's already, I like to tell everybody, pay yourself first. Pay yourself first. So you're paying yourself in your 401k first. That money is still your money. You still have access to that money. It's yours. It's not going nowhere, right? It'll drop, but it'll go back up. It's the stock market. We're never going to be in a depression or a recession that we cannot get out of. America's not going to let that happen. We're not going to let that happen, right? It's not going to happen. Can shit get real? Absolutely. We're seeing it now, right? We're living through one. And can it get even worse? Absolutely. But my stock market, my account, my personal accounts, not even the stock market, my personal accounts have been performing very well, right? Even in this time. So with that being said, it's like, we can afford it. We can afford to pay ourselves first.
Talk that talk.
Yeah. We can, for sure.
So you work with like say several people, so like what's some of their like things you feel like are holding people back the most from actually say trying to build
Investing.
wealth, like get into life insurance, like in the stock market, what you gonna say?
No, just investing. Yeah.
Yeah,
Fear,
investing in fear. Like what's something that's holding people back, would you say?
fear-based, lack of knowledge. But I think we have a lack mentality, and lack comes from fear. So we just don't believe that it's possible. Right? I wouldn't have thought this was possible at 19. I was like, what is this? I would do it later. And then I would be in the position, like, I love my mother to death. She kind of gets her feelings hurt when I start talking about some of the mistakes that she's made. And it's not that I'm like, oh, she was horrible. I was living life. Like, nobody could tell we were struggling. Like, she did her damnedest to make sure that I didn't even know what I thought was normal, eating peanut butter jelly sandwich every night. That was normal to everybody, right? So she did her damnedest to make sure that I was always, as fresh as I could be. But when I think about it now, when we talk about wealth, she did the best she could so that we could survive. But she's not leaving me with any wealth. She's not. So when I talk about those things, like, I had to go get my mother life insurance. I was the parent, right? Right now, I already have a property. When you said the biggest key factor to wealth is making sure you have a house. I've had a property for 10 years. I lived in it 1 year. It's been rented for 9. I haven't paid my mortgage.
Don't let that go over your head.
That's
Not
big.
let that go over your head.
That's big. That's the goal.
I live in my house for like $700 because my profit from my other property is paying
for where
I stay.
Wait, say it again, people in the back.
One more time.
Say for the people in the back. I've had my property for 10 years. I lived in it for 1 year. It's been rented for 9 years. I haven't paid my mortgage. Another smart ass move I made super young. I didn't know I'm going to go buy a house. Why? Because I needed a place to stay. I had no idea I was going to set myself up to have to relocate and figure out what to do with this property. I'm just going to tell all my business. I might as well, it's the truth, right? I owe $100,000 on that property left. It is worth almost $400,000 right now.
Go ahead.
Right?
Wow.
300.
So, and I didn't know what I was doing. I just knew I was buying. I didn't care if there was going to be a stock market crash. I didn't care if the real estate market, because we don't know. We don't know. You know that you need to be agile. You know that if shit comes your way, you're going to have to figure it out.
Flexible. You're
going to have to be flexible. You're going to have a strategy. You're going to have to plan. I didn't know I was going to rent that thing out. I knew it wasn't my dream home, right? I was lucky to have a king in my life at that time who was very well versed in business, right? Still in my life, right? Very well versed in business, a great partnership, who was like, look, what we're going to do here is let's just rent it out. Take the risk, right? If you don't have people in your corner telling you that, I would have sold that house, right? Or I would have said, I can't relocate. I'm going to stay here. Right. And I would have missed out on a ton of opportunity because I didn't see the other side. I didn't see the future. So I genuinely believe, like, we have to stop being fear-based. We have to stop being scared. We have to stop thinking that we can't do that. Like, once I became an entrepreneur, I saw money everywhere. I see money everywhere. And money is opportunity. I see opportunity everywhere. It's not even about the money. I want to help millions of people. Right? I want to teach. I want to touch people. And I want them to say, you know what, because I heard you say this, because you went through that financial burden, because you was on your face and you went through that financial burden for me and you taught me this lesson, I now don't have to go through that. Because you told me that I don't have to be fear-based and I can let the money flow, I got over my anxiety with money. Right? I want our people to really realize that we have everything that we need to create the life that we genuinely want. And we just have to stop being afraid to do it.
Yo, that's powerful.
That's gems, man.
That's powerful.
Gems.
Damn, so you had the crib for 10 years.
Lived in it 1 year, rented out for 9 years.
God damn. Yo, applause.
Yeah.
That's the American. That's the American dream.
Oh
man.
my God, yo. Damn.
Yeah. Yeah. And now I'm in the position to do whatever I please, right? Like, I love long-term tenants. I'm buying my second and third property right now. I could say, you know, I'm letting that one up and I'm going to go buy a fourplex, right? I get at least 300 of that four. I'm going to go, you know, a little bit less. I'm going to go buy a fourplex. I'm going to double up. And I've considered that, me and my business partner, we considered that like, you know, we can scale up now. And it's like, no, I'll keep letting that one grow and I'll go get another one. And you got to be able to assess the market and assess the risk factors and say, okay, is this a play that I want to make? Do I want to go get more? But you have to start somewhere. I didn't start with a property that was worth $400,000. I started with a very low loan. I just knew owning was what I wanted to do. I didn't know why I was being guided in that direction. You know what? I was getting a divorce and my ex-husband was like, you're always going to be on welfare, like your mom. I was like, really? Bet. Watch. And I was out and I didn't stop running from there, you know? And so I didn't know what was going to happen. I didn't know where it was going to lead me. But as long as you are, like I said, being mindful, unlearning what you learned about money, relearning what you need to know about money, and study the wolves, and just be disciplined enough to know what's your why, right? You don't have to have all of the money in the world right now. But if you have a plan in place to get your credit better, to start doing your home buying process, it takes 30 seconds to get pre-approved for a home loan. 20 minutes, fill out the application. The lender's going to say, okay, based off your credit, this is what this looks like. You qualify for this much. We're so afraid of the responsibility. My tenants are amazing. How many times did your mom call your landlord? My mom would fix something before she called the damn landlord. She would call my uncle, she would call somebody, and they would come over and fix it themselves before she called the landlord and told him that something was broken. I barely get any calls. Unless there's something leaking, unless there's a toilet running, I barely get any calls, right? I've had to invest back into that property a little bit, renovations here and there when the times start getting, you know, modifying and stuff like that. We're going to renovate and we're going to do something. So yes, there is a responsibility, but you learn as you go, you practice, you study, it's not that hard. I promise you it's not that hard. My first lease, I wrote it myself. Didn't even need a lawyer. Wrote my first lease myself. Took a lease that I already had, looked at that damn lease, made sure everything I needed in that lease was in there, made sure I screened my tenants. They stood for 2 years.
Damn.
Right?
Damn. Like you just breaking
generational wealth.
Yeah, generational curses. Like you just breaking generational curses. Like, you know, because like you spoke about earlier, you said like, you know, your mom being a teenage mom, like you being a teenage mom, your mom being welfare, using welfare at one point. And it's like, at some point, you just like, F that, I'm not with that no more. We done. And now you have daughters who I'm pretty sure they even, like you're not even going to know about that lifestyle.
My children, and I'm dealing with a little bit of entitlement, so I'm learning and navigating. If anybody's a parent therapist, y'all call me, let me know. I might need your services because I have a teenager. Oh my gosh, if you don't know nothing at all, you get back what you gave back. I'm telling you. So it's real. It's real. And pray for the parents who have teenage children. Please pray for us, please. Please call me if you have any information. But it is real. And my children, they know some things that I wish I would have learned. Even the smallest things, you guys. I get so excited. My kids are like, you know, what's a toll? A toll road, you know, where you have to pay for the tolls. I didn't grow up in a state that had tolls. So it wasn't until I moved to Dallas and I'm 26, 27. And I'm like, what's a toll? You know? And he's like, this is what a toll is. And this is how you get on it. This is how you pay for it. My kids are like 9 now. They know what a toll is, right? They know how the government is making their money and why it's happening. Like I'm teaching them the actual rules of why it's happening. Everything is a business. Everything is a business. The government is a business. Your family is a business, right? What you do for income is a business. How you live your life, it's a business. So they are learning the tips and the tools of business and money and wealth. Money is just a vehicle. It's just a vehicle. And when you realize that you just ride the vehicle, right? You create the opportunity and it's gonna come. Yeah.
Powerful, yeah. You know, we talk about that all the time about everything being a dollar sign. Like you look at anything around you, everything is an opportunity to make money or to build wealth or to be to have passive income. We talk about that almost every day, right? But yeah, this is
Yep, I make money in my sleep. I go to sleep, and then money
Gems, right?
just
For free.
it just be coming in. I just
Free
be
gems.
free gems, free gems. I'm here to help you guys. I mean, and like I said, I if you need assistance, I am here to help you guys. Please, please, please. You're not alone. Of course, there are service fees and things like that, but y'all, if you really want to change a dollar sign does not matter to you. If you're really ready to not pay $400 on the PS4 and to spend $400 on your investment accounts and getting your shit together financially, then we'll know.
And some of y'all about to spend freaking $120 on happy hour, like, tonight. Like,
yeah, Friday Junior.
Friday Junior.
So y'all better stop playing around, man. Instead of spending money on the happy hour, that you going, like, you're getting drinks, you're gonna piss out.
Right.
Afterwards, like, get your shit together, like you just said.
Right. You want to be happy for 1 hour, or you want to be happy for the rest of your life?
Yep. Yeah.
Like your kids' life.
Yeah, we'll kind of go back to what you said earlier about the instant gratification.
Right.
When you see the happy hour.
Yeah. That's everything. That's everything right now, right? That's the physical, the enjoyment, but people can't see the investment.
Right.
They don't see the investment. I mean, even look at Jay-Z. And
we can talk about him forever.
Listen, look at what he just did with his streaming platform, right? That didn't happen right away.
Yeah.
That didn't happen right away. But how many millionaires did he make? More millionaires, more millionaires.
He rapped about
right?
it.
He said that in the bar. He said that y'all to be more millionaires than the lotto did. Like,
he makes millionaires. Like, and when you think about that, that did not happen yesterday.
Overnight,
now he was planting them seeds. He was back there building. And you want to know what Jay-Z and Beyonce are really, really, really good at? Minding their motherfucking business.
Say it louder. Say it louder one more time.
They are really, 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 really good at minding their motherfucking business. You don't see them on social media unless it's for their business platform. You don't see them talking about their family drama unless they're dropping a motherfucking album. Y'all gonna pay me for this information. You're gonna pay me for this pain. You're gonna pay me. I'm gonna be over here because the only people that matter to them is them. Their kids, and the people that they know, these lives that they're impacting. If you're for them, you're for them. If you're not, they don't fucking care. Right? They're in the back building. How many times has Beyonce just dropped some shit and we're like, bruh, sis, where did this come from? Like, we haven't seen her in months.
Yep.
In months. And that should be fire. It be hot, right? It's not happening overnight. You don't see her for months because she's back there building. She says it in her documentary. I practice every day, all the time, to make sure y'all saw this performance the way I needed you to see it. With twins. Right? So it's not instant gratification. It's not instant gratification at all. It took a lot of work. It took a lot of flights for me to go back and forth to make sure that I was maximizing. It was easier for me to go back when I needed to my property than for me to pay a property manager, because property managers are going to take my money out every month. Right? I had to go back home regardless because my mom and my family was there. So if I need to do a pop-up or a check-in, I can do that. But I don't need to pay for the property manager. I would just pay for a plumber when I needed one. Right? So it's sacrifice. I had to build in order. I didn't start at as much profit every month that I have now from that property, right? It started off because at the time that I rented the property, I could only rent it out for so much. Rent has gone up. Guess what? I've gone up in my rent.
Right. As you should.
Same property, same 3 bedrooms, same 3 floors, same 2 bathrooms, a same kitchen, same parking spot. Same yard. I haven't done anything different. What I've done is I've maintained the property. I've done what I'm supposed to do, and I collect my payment, right? And I've gone up in my rent every time. Every year to 2 years, I am able to go up in my rent. That means I make profit every year to 2 years, and my asset is going up.
Man, we gotta get you another episode just talk about that.
Yeah, just for that, right?
Like, because that's like a real thing too. Because like some people like even like want to know about that process, how to buy a home, how to do this, how to do that.
Yeah,
that's definitely
Definitely I'm helping my mom buy her first property.
Yeah,
like listen to this, like, you know what I mean?
You the gem
it's like each one teach one, each one teach one. And if you're learning, you are not supposed to leave your people in the if they want to learn it. And my mom's one of them ones I have to push her. Talk about fear-based. Like she called me because she had to take the first time home buyers class and she couldn't log in from her phone. If you don't get off the phone with me right now, mom, and breathe and go look, clear your caches. I don't know how. Go to YouTube, type in how to clear my caches on whatever iPhone you have. I'm just so frustrated. I have anxiety. I love you, mom. Call me back. Click. If you need me to get your papers or talk to people and help you, I will. But she's one of them ones where you got to kick her out of the nest.
I mean, cause you kind of go back to like we spoke about the other day, like about like the social media, like people putting up like a big front on social media. You know what I mean, in real life,
living broke. Right. It's like you got the Birkin bag, but you got no money to put in there.
Yeah.
Right. So.
Yeah. Yep. Absolutely. And wealth doesn't speak a lot. Like, let me tell you guys, I live lavishly. I travel, I have flights, I be out, right? In a different matter. People love whatever they love. This is not $1 billion. Me and my kids, we went to the dollar store, a Dollar Tree dollar store, and everything was $1. Y'all know we done left that store with like almost $40, but we was look, okay. Like these are very, very, these are a different price bracket, right? These are my protection tools, but everything else, like, and we just have the wrong mindset. Like when we talk about big bank, take little bank, what's your net worth? Right? What's another bar? I saw your you said we have a segment about rap, but who says that? I don't remember who says that, but let's talk about what's your net worth.
She was like,
the Netflix and chill. What's your net worth? Kiki, do you love me? Yes. What is your Netflix? What is the fuck your Netflix and chill? What is your net worth? Like you cannot talk to me in any kind of setting. What did Big Sean say? He said if we don't have the same vision, then we can't exchange contacts. Don't call me if you are not on the same page as I am. Please don't. Like I don't even want you around my energy or my aura. You're gonna slow me down. If you're not trying to become an author, if you're not trying to invest, if you're not trying to do this, because all you're gonna do is suck my energy. And I've already fought those demons. Right? I've already gotten out of that mindset. So I know that it's just like alcohol, you can't go back to the bar, right? And so no, run it. Let's go.
That's fact. I mean, damn, you go in so much different ways.
Yeah, I'm just glad it's for free, man. Like usually you got to pay for this type of information that we getting right now.
Yep, absolutely. I do not do anything for absolutely free. For free,
yeah. Yeah,
it's free game while you got it. But I can teach you, right? The what and the how. I learned this from a mentor. The why and the what are always free. Right? We've talked about why you need it. We've talked about what you need, but how you do it, right? You got to pay for the how, right? I'm gonna drop these free gems all the time, but if you want to know how to do these things, I have your back, right? Life insurance, all you pay for is the policy. Right? Everything else is systematic. Your investment accounts, I call and check on you just because I love you and I'm going to help you get there. I call and check on you all the time. I connect you with real financial advisors, right? Licensed people who are licensed, who have taken their exam, who are with credible companies like, Primerica, Fidelity, Invesco, right? All of these places that you actually can say, okay, I have somebody who's knowledgeable. That doesn't cost you anything but your life insurance policy.
Right.
That's it. That doesn't cost you anything but $43, and you have a full financial team that has your back that will help you. Yeah. So, but anything else like one-on-ones, all that thing? Oh yeah, you paying for this time, boo. You look. What did I post? Sheldon, I'm gonna just hit y'all with this. Derek Grace posted this on his page, and I do a horrible job at stealing people's content and not giving them credit, but it's okay because everything is stolen. But he said, and I reposted it, but it was Derek Grace. I'm going to say it publicly since I didn't tag him. He says, they're not paying for your information. They're paying for your mistakes. And if you know how to do something extremely well, tax for your time. Like game all day, right? Tax them for the things you've already made the mistake for. You know it. You did it. It's going to get them where they need to be faster if they pay attention because they skipped the mistake. They skipped the fumble. Right?
Yeah, you mentioned budgeting earlier. So the theory is why budget and why not just make more money?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's my theory. That's what I live by. Why are we budgeting?
Mm-hmm.
Why are we putting ourselves on such restraint, right? Because if money doesn't flow out, then it doesn't come in either. So why are we budgeting? Tell me so I can know. It's because we're working 2, 3, 4 jobs and we're not seeing the income. Well, why are we not? Because guess what? You're trading your time for an hourly pay.
Mm-hmm.
That's wrong. If you're getting, let's just say, let's say, and I broke these down for my numbers for my own business. I said how much when I was leaving full-time employment and I wanted to become full-time entrepreneurship. I said, how much do you make a year? Okay. How much do you make a year? Now break that down by weekly, break it down by daily, and break it down by hourly. Okay. So let's just say I make about $34 an hour, $35 an hour, right? If I say I work 8 hours a day, instead of saying hour, let's say products. That means I need to sell 8 products at $34 to make the same yearly salary for 5 days out of the week,
Mm-hmm.
7 days out of the week. I can sell a product for $34, 8 of them.
Right.
I can do that. Even if I have to call 20 people, I can sell a $34 product 8 times a day and I can go full time. Bet. Let's do it. Right? Let's do it. Why am I going to budget?
Different way to look at that.
Sure.
Why am I going to budget? Right? And so I think it's again that lack mentality. I just make more money, and plus I need more money anyway, right? And so I get budgeting. Budgeting is a tool. It's a tool to get you out of certain situations. It's a tool. I say it's a tool to identify your trends. Once you budget and you have you can see what you've been doing, your trends for the last, let's say, 3 to 6 months, then you need to start putting action. Where are we cutting things out, right? A lot of people are paying $500 a month in a car note and $200 a month in insurance. That's a whole paycheck. Why are you doing that, right? Let's sell that car. Let's give it back. Let's, one time I urged my girlfriend, please do not go get a new car. Please don't go do it. Like, you're already in a certain this is before I'm a financial advisor. I just knew I have a whole bunch of stories financially. This is why I know I'm in the right field, because I've had setbacks, but I'm up. Right.
Mm-hmm.
I did a horrible decision. I financed a vehicle. I didn't have insurance. My ex at the time was rolling around in my car, crashed the car. There's no insurance on the car, and I'm the one who owns the loan, right? So I have to pay that back with interest at this point. I was already financed in a car that was well above the value price, right? So now I got a $20,000 loan that I still have to pay back with no vehicle to even drive in, right? From that point on, I never, ever financed a vehicle. You would think that I would say, I'm always going to have insurance. No, that taught me to never, ever finance a vehicle, because why in the world? And I still had to pay monthly maintenance on that thing. So you tell me I got to pay $500, and then if the warranty's out and I still, and it was a used car paid by here, but it doesn't matter. The way you loan a car is the same exact way. And when you leave the lot, it depreciates. So it's a liability. It's not an asset. But some of us are paying that much. So when you look at your budget and you say, I'm living outside of my means, take action, cut some things down, make more money at the same time, boom, you don't have to budget no more. You'll get to a point where you're swiping your card and how much money you got, and how much money goes out. You have enough. Well, you don't have to budget anymore.
Facts. Wow. You got any more questions?
No.
I know. I've answered them all.
Digest all this information.
But you guys getting life insurance, bro?
Yeah, for sure. I'm gonna call you. We're gonna set an appointment next week.
I'll give everybody my information, because I took my phone down. And so I can just recite it. So my Instagram is Encourage Life. It's 3, the number, and then the letter N, Courage Life. It's going to change soon, but as long as you're following me now, you shouldn't feel the difference, right? And then you can click the link in the bio and schedule your free financial financial freedom meeting, and it's about 30-40 minutes. I go through most of the information we shared today, but I'll really break down whatever your personal situation is. So it's very custom, and then we come up with a plan for you. We quote you, and yeah, we get you all the way through the system and get you covered with life insurance. If you want to join my team, same process, links in the bio. And then my cell phone you guys can call me on is 657-231-8218.
Yeah, get a phone number and everything.
And we'll have all this information.
It's a business line, don't worry, you guys. It's not my real number.
Yeah, we'll definitely have all this information in the description below, so you guys can find her easily and contact her like I will next week, so I can get my life together.
Yay!
Yeah. So move on. All right, so we are gonna move on to our next segment. It's the slow it down or speed it up segment. And this is where we just quick shoot you different topics, and you can either choose to slow it down, which we talk about for a little bit more in depth, or speed it up, where we just knock it out the park and move on quickly. So the first topic is Issa Rae. She signed a 5-year, $40 million deal with Warner Brothers. Yeah, I don't know if you want to speed that up or slow it down. You want to talk on it? Or do you want to talk on it?
Yeah, Chantae, yeah, it's you. Come on.
Oh, listen, I was like, you want me to speed what down and speed what up? Slow what? Look, I thought y'all was taking it from here. I got it. So repeat the question for me, please.
So
Issa Rae just signed with Warner Brothers for how much?
5 years, $40 million.
Okay.
So do you want to speed that up, right? And not
or
talk
slow
about
it down.
Slow it down and talk about it.
Nope, I don't need to talk about it. That's a plug. She's making money. She signed a deal more than me. I'm proud of her, and nice. Go get that bag. I'm sure she has a team of advisors who have advised her properly. I have no business in that business, but congratulations to her.
Get your bag. Wait, the next one?
Yeah.
Next one. Today was the NBA trading deadline. A lot of trades took place today. You want to speed that up? Or you want to slow it down?
Let's slow it down, because I've been talking a lot and I know nothing about basketball. So I would love to listen to what
it's about you. It's about you.
Me? Okay.
Yeah.
Then speed that one up. I don't care.
Speed that through.
Speed that up. Look, my mentor, she is in love with basketball. She would be like, "Did you really spend that? God, you're such a girl."
She's gonna watch this and gonna be like, "No."
Yeah, she's gonna be like, "You spent that up." Speed up. Let's go.
We got some gossip ones for you though.
I don't gossip.
Okay. Damn, my bad. Let me take. We might edit that out.
It's okay. I don't mind people's business. I've learned from another wise soul that meddling is the first thing. Queen Ajna Sarah. Meddling will get you killed. It's the fastest thing ever. Mind your business. These people are miserable on these blog sites. I try to mind my business, but I will at least say speed it up, slow it down, skip it, rewind, or at least I'm here for the fun. I'm here to at least, you know.
All right. I don't know if you've noticed Derek Jackson. He's all over Instagram right now for cheating on his wife, and they made a video about it. What did you think about it? Or do you want to speed it up or slow it down?
We can slow it down.
What did you think about it?
I don't have an opinion about it, but I would love for everybody who has an opinion or cares to be mindful that we're all going through our own experiences in life. And so many people are impacted by your one mistake, or, not living up to certain expectations or whatever it may be. But I would love for people to be mindful of that. I would also love for people to be mindful that oftentimes when we judge people because of their decisions or because of their experiences, we already went through the same damn thing. So you're judging them from a pre-lens that you feel some type of way, or you judging them, oh, I can't believe she's staying. Bitch, you've been staying. You've been staying for a long time.
Say it louder one more time.
Bitch, you've been staying. So I will talk to the people about the people. We've been, and we all have, right? Y'all been staying. Y'all been going through some things. Y'all are still figuring out your finances, your life, but got the nerve to say anything about anybody else who may be going through the same thing. Like, and you don't even know, like, be compassionate. The tears you cried when your boo thing cheated on you, like the tears you cried, like, why do you have an opinion about it? Like, it took you 40 seconds to type a blog to stay up. And I have to tell myself, because it's interesting, you know, and I have to tell myself, that's not of you no more. We don't do this no more. But of course, I want to see the latest tea. I was late. This is after my job. This is after work, though, right? Like, I've already done my job. I've already wrote 2 chapters in the book. I'm laying down. I'm winding down, right? I should have been listening to my healing sounds, but instead I'm on Instagram. These people are on YouTube at 2 a.m. dragging each other. Why? Why are you doing that? Like, it's insane to me. So whatever that man did and whatever they're going on and whatever, they don't owe anybody an explanation. And if they choose to give an explanation, it's because they choose to give an explanation. I wasn't in her shoes or know what she's gone through, so I can't tell this woman to stay, nor can I tell her to leave. I can tell both of them, stop talking. I mean, I don't think you owe anybody an explanation. I would just stop, like, you're doing the most, right? And of course they may feel like they have to defend something, but when y'all got it together, you shouldn't have to defend anything. Like, let people say what they're gonna say. If you know what it is, then you know what it is. Be a Beyonce and a motherfucking Jay-Z. Mind y'all business. Y'all business is at home, not to the public. So that would be my suggestion, my only opinion. But if they need more help, I'm free for one-on-one sessions. Everybody has relationship issues, y'all. Everybody goes through something. I would love for us to also be mindful. Stop living the life that other people want you to live. Stop living the life, whether it's because I also believe that they've been very vocal about their religion, right? Stop living the life that people want you to live, even when it comes to the religious side of it. Like, I have to stay because of this. I've gone through that too, right? Like, the Bible says I can't leave unless he's cheating on me or beating me. That's what the Bible says. Right. That's bullshit. That is absolutely bullshit. Right? If something is not right in me and my spirit and I could choose to go, right? Like, it is what it is, and I should have not even gone into it. Like, to be quite honest, I had no fucking business over there doing what I was doing, and you know, like, but we're not thinking about those things. So I honestly believe that stop living up to other people's expectation. Mind your business and drink your water.
Drink your water.
Oh, for sure. Damn, you went in. Our next topic, talking about the Birkin bag and breaking up. Sweet tea,
Sweetie.
Sweet Tie. Then they slide in her DMs. They be like, Sweet Tie.
If I was single, no.
She beautiful.
So Sweet Tea and Quavo, like, they broke up. You want to speed that up or slow it down?
She did what to Quavo?
They broke up.
Oh, we can slow it down. I don't know them. So for me, everything is an illusion. People want you to see what you can see. According to both of their stories, they were both not happy. And so I think when you're not happy, you part ways, and that's okay. And so, you know, whatever they were going through in their personal life, they chose that it was ready for that to happen. I genuinely believe it doesn't have to get to the point where y'all have to say things. And unfortunately, because they're in the limelight, like, you have to kind of navigate some things. But that's also the fact that other people feel entitled. Like, y'all are not entitled to an explanation. You're not entitled to my time. You're not entitled to my effort. If me and him separated, if we went separate ways, I'm minding my business, he's minding his business, it's not y'all business. So why do you feel entitled to know whether me and him are dating, right? The first thing people are posting, like, the first thing online is somebody's drama. Imagine if the Shade Room only posted positive shit.
Wouldn't be the shade room.
It wouldn't be the shade room, right? It could be come over here under this shady tree and eat this fruit of life. They could change it if they wanted to, but they're not going to because of the people who are behind it that are running it. Like they're getting paid to gossip, and it's kind of interesting to me.
Drama sells, right?
Yeah, for sure. A lot of things do, right? And so, to each its own. But for me, I genuinely am upgrading, and I'm surrounded by mentors and surrounded by people who are just not about that life anymore and who are moving forward. And you have to do that if you want to get out of that lack mindset. Like, don't be like everybody else. If everybody else in them blogs, you be over here, right? If everybody else over here doing this, you be over here. You don't need to be over there. You need to be over here. So, kudos to them. I believe both of them are very wealthy. Both of them are handsome and beautiful. And I believe that they're going to be just fine and find them another person. I, heal through relationships. My biggest suggestion after breakups is make sure that you take some time to yourself and figure out how did you contribute to the breakup? How did you feel like in the relationship? What did that look like for you? And what does after it look like for you? And grow into the next relationship, not just jump into it because you're thirsty for something. So.
Damn, she even giving relationship gems, man.
Listen,
relationship gems.
Gem God tonight. You just gem goddess. Wow. So so transition into our last part of the episode.
Okay.
So tell us something what's on your timeline. So anything you've seen on the internet that kind of stopped you. I don't know, maybe something in the insurance field, maybe something, gossip, maybe something like building wealth, maybe something in real estate. I don't know, whatever it is, like, what's something you want to share about, something you saw.
Okay. So I will share this. Do I want to share this one? Which one do I want to share? Let me think. This is the only one that's on my mind. And you guys tell me how you feel about it. I'm going to tell you, I'm going to give the dialogue and then you let me know. I try my hardest not to take things personally. And so in self-development, you don't take things personally because people genuinely are doing things because they're local in La Cabeza. Like we're all going through, we're all healing, we all used to do it, we're all navigating, we've all had our own trauma. So you shouldn't take things personally, okay? Right. So I try not to take things personally. But I had a little personal in my being last night when I was trying to type this message back. So I posted something the other day and people were talking about how you could save $400 a month, and that saving that $400 a month for 30 years would have you 1.1 million, right? And a lot of people were commenting like, oh, that's too slow for me. And I love this dialogue, right? I love this conversation. Like, that's too slow. 1.1 mil in 4 years ain't going to be 1.1 mil in 4 years. You're right. Let's invest faster. The point is investing is better than saving, right? Because now you're getting interest, your money is growing for you, it's working for you, and savings, it's just flatline, right? So fine. Days later, there's a comment on a different post. My comments back to people were, I'm going to make 1.1 million in a year. Like, so throwing 1.1 million in an investment account and letting it sit for 40 years isn't going to hurt my heart because that's my goal. That's my timeline. Like, that's achievable to me. So, one of the bottom dwellers had posted a comment talking about what career brings that cash flow. And my comment back was a life insurance agent, right? I know people in my field who are easily clocking 1.2 million in a year. I know people in my field who are easily doing 100K a month, right? They've built a business. They've built a legacy. They've built a life insurance business. They've built a financial business powerhouse that provides different products. I can help you achieve that. I'm on my way there, right? So I'm like, with me, come holler at me. And actually, I have a meeting tomorrow. Do you want to join and be my guest? And her response was, oh, I see, nice try, with the smirky face, right? Like, oh, I see, nice try. How did you take it?
I mean, I don't know. Like people have, it's kind of like what you said. If you pay attention to all the noise, it's just gonna drown you, right? So drown out the noise. People are ignorant, right? They're gonna say whatever they want behind their screens with, like, that's
Twitter
how
fingers.
people are, right? Twitter fingers, yeah. Um, like,
Yeah.
um, but yeah, the idea of investing is for long term usually, right? It shouldn't be your only source of income. It shouldn't be your only source of passive income.
Yeah.
Investing is a long term thing. You should have other forms of passive income. You should have your regular job, whatever that may be.
Yeah.
Um, but it shouldn't just be like the end all be all for
Yeah.
me.
Yeah, for sure. And okay, Sheldon, how do you take it? How do you take it?
I think for me, like straight up, she just like whoever
She a
that person
hater,
was is not your target audience.
right?
Exactly, right?
So
She's
it's
not
like
at all.
I don't
But
care about your opinion.
online, she's doing things online in real estate, and she's obviously understands the investment. So it was obviously a recruitment comment. Like, I have a meeting at 8, come join me if you want to. Oh, I see, nice try. For me, it was what you said back, right? For me, it was, oh, I see, nice try. Just say no, thank you, I'm not available. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you don't have to be like, I don't know. Is it a girl
Snarky about it.
thing? Like, yeah, like I'm like, okay. So I had to call my girlfriend, like, because I be trying not to be coming out of pocket, but sometimes people get on my. I be
Sometimes you
like,
got to. You got to
sometimes I'm like, why are you even on my page? Like the fact that you even ask the question and say, what career path does this? And then I answer honestly, like, here, I can do it and let me show you. And you're like, oh, I see you trying to recruit me. Yeah, bitch, you're on my page. Get off of it then. You're here to be recruited. You're here to get recruited. You're here to get recruited, or you're here to get sold life insurance, or you're here to come get some knowledge. If you're not here from that, then why are you on my page? Like, I'm so confused. So now I'm gonna go back and delete the comments so you don't know who it is. But I kept the part where it was, this how petty I am, because I didn't even respond back when she said that. I just said, let me know if you change your mind. I'm always here. And then when I went back, I kept the part that says, what career path makes this much money, and I kept my response that said, a life insurance agent, come join me, I have a meeting at 8:00. I deleted the rest of the conversation, right? I got 2 DMs like, life insurance agents get this much money, like what you thought you were doing you didn't do, right? I still got people who are in my target audience who saw the comment who are like, what, life insurance agents? Like, yes, it does. Like, this is real. Like, I have no reason to gaslight you. I'm not Derek Jack. Like, I live this shit. I live this.
You kind of go back to what you said early in the interview, like minding your business. Like this person was
open your business,
trying to put you down a little bit, and they didn't know that propelled you a little bit higher.
Yeah, exactly.
So they just gave you a bag.
Right, give me a bag, thank you. Exactly.
Yeah, but right before we let go, is there any shout outs you want to give to anybody in particular?
Shout out to you guys. Thank you guys for creating a platform that people can come and talk about these kind of conversations. You guys keep doing what you're doing, making sure you're, having eye-opener conversations, like even having me on this platform. I'm like, I enjoy people who let me just speak my truth. Like, you guys have to be able to say, oh, you're really crazy, like, or oh, I didn't think about it that way. Like, I'm a Sagittarius, I am philosophical, like I like to ask questions, and how does it work, and what moves here, and I'm asking those why questions. So of course I sometimes question the truth. So whatever you're telling me that's the truth, show me. Tell me where it's at, and let me see it for myself, right? And sometimes, we're also very fast paced, so I'm gonna go very fast, and I'm gonna make the decision just to do it and not do any research. There's a balance to everything, right? We're a balance. But I appreciate you guys for letting me be me on your platform. That's very important, and just making sure you guys are having the people on who are challenging the narrative. So very important to me. Appreciate you guys.
Yeah, thank you so much, and we appreciate you for taking the time out of your schedule to come on to our show. And dropping these gems for us, man, and our audience and your audience. Yeah.
Yes.
So this is episode 9. What you gonna call this, brother?
Damn, I gotta go through this one to look at it, man. You can just call it gems, though.
Breaking generational curses.
No, yeah, for real, breaking generational curses.
We're gonna call it I'm gonna come up with something in 2.5. I'm gonna let y'all know it's gonna be fire because
right.
the downloads, my creative downloads, y'all be like, I'd be like, oh my god, I can't take them. You guys should see my desk. I got sticky notes everywhere. I'm writing everywhere, but we'll collaborate. We'll come up with something. I'll give you a couple keywords and you guys twist it and turn it and do whatever you want.
Definitely. It sounds good. But again, thank you so much for coming on. We appreciate it. And it's a wrap, man. Episode 9. Slow it down.
Hey.
Thank you so much. Have a good one.